I am Deidré Wallace, a relationship and corporate therapist. The clue is always in the gaze. Point 12. Did you know that some mothers regret having children? Find out why and what the repercussions are for children. In today's Western society, a lot is asked of women who become mothers. Traditionally, and even to this day, the minute a woman gets married, she's asked about having children. And even if she isn't married, these questions are still asked. This is because in most societies, it is naturally expected for women to have children. Not doing so is thought of as letting the side down. But this notion can leave a woman feeling worthless and a failure. Some women are also not able to have children. Many feel deep shame and don't always want to own up to this fact. Yet they can be continuously questioned, teased, and even admonished for being selfish and self-centered. And in many circles, having children is expected, not only for inheritance purposes, but also as status symbols. Sadly, many children are used to show off a family's wealth, as well as the schools and universities a family can afford. On the other hand, some women are also known to have children in order to escape their families of origin, knowing that having a child would allow them to seek independence and social housing, and so on. Some women have children very young, and others choose to either wait, or they may have even become single parents, if they found the right partner, etc. However, the reasons for having or not having children certainly varies from woman to woman. And it also varies depending on whether a woman wishes to pursue a career or not. But for some who either get pressured into having children, or for those who think it's just what one should do, especially if a partner wants children, the hard reality of what parenthood actually entails can lead to much regret. And being a mother in Western society is often unspeakably difficult. Not every woman or couple can afford a nanny or childcare. Not every couple has an available family support network. So difficult decisions often have to be made about a prospective mother either staying at home or getting help as she continues to work. On one hand, a parent may love their child dearly, but feel overwhelmed and consumed by the demands made of them. Many complain that they never knew what was going to be expected of them. This is completely normal. Parenting can take its toll. Either way, this can create problems. All working mothers report feeling massive amount of guilt as they leave their children for work, but also if they are unable to drop off or collect their children from school, or if they return home late from work, the guilt can multiply. But if they stay at home, this can result in long periods of daily isolation without any other adult company. This can lead to a mother becoming emotionally numb, and she may even feel her spirit beginning to get crushed as she begins to doubt her capabilities. And most women will report that no one ever tells you how hard it is, and nothing prepares you for when you get home with a baby and realize what is being asked of you. The endless round-the-clock care, sleepless nights, the crying, the tiredness, the attempts to feed with sore breasts and enduring excruciating pain, possibly as a result of a cesarean or painful birth. As an aside though, women's bodies are actually made to endure the sleepless nights and tiredness, no matter how uncomfortable. But for other mothers, having to endure this can bring on feelings of resentment, anger, and even fury. These feelings can worsen, especially if a mother lacks a supportive relationship or network of family and friends. For some mothers on maternity leave, they know they can return to work. Others may eventually feel suffocated, stuck, and just plain bored. Consequently, it is not surprising that in some cases where a situation is rather dire and without an end in sight, that some mothers become depressed and turn to drink or drugs. This depression is, however, somewhat different to postnatal depression, although the two issues can overlap. Motherhood for some can prove too much. This can result in them just walking out, leaving a possible partner or family or even social workers to cope with the abandoned child or children. Many of you may have seen the excellent movie The Hours, where Laura, played by Julianne Moore, contemplates leaving the family home while trying to impersonate a happy housewife. She attempts baking a cake for her husband's birthday with disastrous results. And then later we see her son crying in such utter despair as he watches her walk out. It's certainly a topic that is hard to imagine and can bring a jolt to the throat. However, it's not only in the movies that this happens, it happens in real life too. Not all mothers are happy. Not all mothers love what they have to do. And not all mothers want to stay. And sometimes there are deeper emotional or psychological issues that may need to be addressed. Childhood issues may cause a mother to struggle in adulthood, and nurturing a child when they themselves lack nurturing can prove very difficult. Until the particular issues are addressed, being there for another is always hard. Yet some mothers will continue to remain silent with a hidden regret that they ever had children, especially if they have had to give up their careers to have their children. But also not every mother who feels this is really prepared to admit the truth to themselves, because for many within society this notion is too difficult to contemplate. Also, it may remind them of their own mothers. They may remember times when they felt the despair and anguish within their own mother, and maybe it was their mother who was one of those to walk out. And they may feel it was their fault and that they were to blame. However, if we begin to acknowledge that some mothers do indeed feel the need to walk out, perhaps and maybe through better understanding and knowledge, we can develop a greater support system and network for mothers who land up desperate and suffocated by what motherhood can involve. However, repercussions for a child is this. A child will sense a mother's reluctance to lean forward and nurture spontaneously. They will sense the reluctance and reticence. And even if the mother isn't emotionally present either, it can be hard for a child to feel loved and cared for. This I've explained in earlier videos. A child may either like the little Johnny video in point 3, who tries to get attention. However, in time, a child may become subdued and withdraw into themselves. And again, they may begin to wonder what is wrong, that mummy doesn't love them. And the whole process of questioning whether they are at fault, that mummy doesn't love them, can begin. However, as a mother, did you experience this? If so, what did it make you feel? Do you carry a shame or deep regret for having children? Or do you know if your mother ever felt any of this? If so, what then did it make you feel? Your mother may have felt regret and depression at times, only to get on again and survive. Once again, I would encourage you to start a journal. So as I go through the various points, you could jot down how you think or feel my knowledge is helping you understand yourself better. And do comment or subscribe if you wish to learn more. Thank you.